Coming in at number 76, we have Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz. And, Wentz tends to be one of the most polarizing guys in the league for some reason, right? It seems like half the NFL fans, they hate on him because, Nick Foles won with his team. And then the other half, they're kind of on the other end, and they absolutely love this man and think that he's a top 3, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And honestly, I'm probably closer to the latter than the former because, it's not even as much of what we've seen him do with good talent around him. When he did take the Eagles to that number 1 seed, and obviously I know Nick Foles sealed the deal, but Carson Wentz in that season, he was going to be the league MVP if he was able to stay healthy. He probably should have been anyway, for being completely honest. But here's the thing. It's what he did last year. And, you might say, but all his numbers were down last year, completion percentage down. But here's the thing, right? It's the talent around him that was so bad and that he was able to elevate enough to sneak them in the playoffs. That's so impressive to me. This man had no receivers that had over 500 receiving yards. Do you realize how handicapping that is to an offense and your spacing when essentially you have no need for any defensive coordinator to respect the pass at all, the deep pass especially, because you don't have anybody who can get separation. You have nobody who can make plays after the catch. You have nobody who can do anything. And as a result, everything that you do is going to be in that little 5x5 box to Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, or Miles Sanders on swing passes and angle routes. That's about it. But guess what? Carson Wentz was still good enough, with all that being said, to lead this Eagles team to a playoff berth. And no, it wasn't pretty. No, it wasn't great. But once you put some more talent around him, man, I expect this man to be right in that MVP conversation again. And that's why I have him at number 76, but more importantly, QB6 on my list. And first things first, in terms of what makes Carson Wentz so special, I had to talk about his arm strength because, there's not a throw on the entire field that this man cannot make. And, the real problem this past season was that we just didn't see guys who could even get to those parts of the field with ease. And, you see the separation that D-Jax is able to generate there as he pierces through the defense and takes the top off. And, you see Alshon operating around the middle of the field, and you just see guys working on different levels. And, the Eagles' spacing was at an all-time high in this week 1 matchup. Well, you didn't see this late in the year, and as a result, you didn't see Carson Wentz threading the ball deep very often. But don't think by any means that he can't do it, because when you even just give him, I don't even want to say great weapons, because I don't think a 33-year-old D-Jax and a 30-year-old Alshon are great. But when you give him some weapons, you see throws like these all the time. And here's another wildly impressive throw, because what you're going to see is him throwing the ball with solely his arm. And this is very tough. I don't know if any of you have tried to do this. If you haven't, I suggest you go get a younger brother and go in the backyard and try this, where, he's not pushing off of his back foot. He's not driving through his lower body and through his hips. His feet are both off the ground at one point here, and he's still able to zip this ball in there and force a completion when, again, there is no reason that this ball is completed. And, you just see the arm strength there. That's not some lazily thrown lob pass. That is a beautiful strike in there for a first down. And with most quarterbacks who have strong arms, they only know that one speed, right? If you throw a fast fastball, sometimes you have guys that only like to throw that fastball. Well, Wentz doesn't. He has a great changeup as well, and you see him utilize that to throw guys open all the time. And on this play, you're going to have Greg Ward crossing the middle against the Redskins with Josh Norman. Eventually is going to be all over his back, right? Well, this is a throw with 39 seconds left in the game. The Eagles are losing, and look at how Wentz is able to just dot that pass in there by floating it over top of Norman, only giving Ward a chance at it, and ultimately winning the game for the Eagles. It's just plays like these where, even though he was under pressure, he's able to just float it up there. And, whereas some guys, they might try and zip that pass in there, and as a result, Norman's able to knock it away. He puts it over Norman's reach where he can't get to it and only gives Greg Ward a shot at. And in this case, he's rewarded with a touchdown. And, here's another really great example. And this time, instead of Greg Ward and the Redskins, it's going to be Dallas Goedert against the Dallas Cowboys. And just watch how at the top of your screen, Goedert's not really able to get any separation off the snap of the ball, right? So, a lot of quarterbacks, they would think, oh, well, he's not open, I can't throw it to him. Well, watch how Wentz, look at how he knows that if he floats this up there, Goedert has the size advantage and the strength advantage. And, if you just give him a chance at that catch point, he's going to be able to use that big body of his, use that big frame to adjust in the air and haul in the catch. And it's plays like these where, a lot of quarterbacks, they're just going to look the other way, or if they do throw it to Goedert, they might try and zip it in there and just make him high point it. Well, no. Wentz throws a nice little lob pass, a nice touch pass, and gives Goedert the chance. And not only is Wentz able to alter his velocity to help give his receivers a better chance, sometimes he's just able to put it where only they can grab it. And, on this play, you're going to see him fit this ball somehow into Miles Sanders in the back of the end zone, where essentially he's competing with two Redskins defenders that are right in front of Miles, as well as the sideline behind him. Look at how he's just able to float the ball just enough over them, but not too much to where Miles Sanders can still make the beautiful play while falling backwards in the back of the end zone to get 6 points. And you want to talk about pinpoint accuracy. Well, this might be the dictionary definition of it, because, again, it's just so special to float this ball right over those first two Redskins that you're going to be able to see here, hopefully. Like, look at that. Like, those are two guys who that ball is inches away from their hands. And, Wentz is still able to put it right on the money. And, again, even though Sanders is in the back of the end zone, he's able to put it just where Sanders can get it. And it's just a beautiful play to watch. And don't think that just because Wentz's completion percentage was down pretty substantially from 2018 to 19, don't think that means he's somehow an inaccurate quarterback, right? Imagine standing 25 feet away from a basketball net and shooting 100 shots, and then, standing 25 feet away from a swimming pool and putting up 100 shots. Which one would you have a higher percentage at? Obviously the swimming pool, because the room for air is much higher. Well, that's the same thing to me when you have Deshaun Jackson, who can take the top off the defense and create separation in the blink of an eye, and Alshon Jeffrey, who has a massive catch radius. That's the same difference to me, say a Greg Ward, who was just a quarterback a short while ago, or J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who, again, we don't even know if these guys should be in the league. Well, Carson Wentz, he was throwing to them as his primary targets last year, and as a result, the completion percentage suffered. It doesn't mean that he's any less accurate of a QB, and this is one throw that shows he still has the zip to fit it right in these tight windows. As look at how off the snap he knows that he has guys who can't create separation on the field. So look at him with this pump fake, trying to create it himself, as he used that pump fake to Greg Ward to get these defenders flowing to the right. Right, you see it with Jalen Smith, you see it with Jeff Heath. Now look at how Dallas Goedert on the stick and nod route. Look at how he's able to put that foot in the ground, go upfield, and now Wentz comes back. They're a step out of position, and he's able to just fit that ball in there right between two Dallas Cowboys and essentially create separation that Goddard would not have got otherwise if it wasn't for that pump fake and getting those guys one step to the other way. And as a result, he's able to fit that ball right in really the tightest of windows, a pass that many QBs wouldn't have even been willing to try, but that's Carson Wentz. He's able to throw guys open and get them open with what he does on the field as well. And kind of branching off that, I did want to show you guys a couple examples of Wentz again using his body and his eyes to manipulate defenders just to create a sliver of separation to where he can fit the ball in there. So, this is actually a very similar play to that last one. We're going to see Wentz again snap the ball, pump fake it off the snap to Alshon, right? Boom. But now look at what happens here with Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde's one of the best safeties in the league, and look at how he goes out of position selling out towards Jeffrey, and then boom, he's able to look back and hit Dallas Goedert again on that stick and nod route. It's just so impressive, because if Micah Hyde does not ever bite, I should say, on that pump fake by Wentz, if he doesn't move 2-3 steps to the offense's right, now he's in perfect position when he moves 4 or 5 steps to the left. And, he might be picking off that past Goddard. But instead, Wentz does a great job at just selling and manipulating the defense. And as a result, the Eagles are able to get 6 points on the board. And it's just stuff like this where, again, his players are not going to be able to get this much separation. So he's going to create on his own with pump fakes like this. And, as we're going to see on the next side, with his eyes as well. And it's just so impressive. And as I started to talk about on that previous slide, Wentz is great with his eyes in terms of just looking off defenders as well. As what we're going to see here is he knows that he wants to hit this deep streak route at the top of our screen. But look at how off the snap, it's covered, right? You're not going to be able to throw that in there. Look at how Wentz then he starts to look back towards, say, Zach Ertz or Nelson Aguilar, and look at how that safety reacts as a result. He comes in, and we know this is a cover 2 here by the Seahawks defense. So that gives the outside receiver just enough separation as he's going to break away from that underneath zone and break into the deep zone. That gives him just a hair of separation to where Wentz is able to use that strong arm, zip it right in there, and get just a beautiful completion deep down the sideline. And let me show it to you guys one more time in full speed, where you're just going to see Wentz, once he takes his eyes off Arcega-Whiteside onto Ertz, that safety starts to bite towards Ertz, and then he's able to fit it in there. Just beautiful stuff by Wentz. And, as we've kind of talked about, Wentz has the arm strength. He has the accuracy. So what should that mean? That should mean he's a great deep ball thrower, and he lives up to expectations. As, look at how he's able to just put this ball where, again, only Dallas Goedert can get it deep, going up against Leighton Vander Esch. And even though he is covered pretty well, Leighton Vander Esch never has a chance at that ball. It's only going to be there for Dallas Goedert to get, and he makes a beautiful play on it. Don't get me wrong. What a spectacular catch, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Wentz put it just out of Vander Esch's reach to the point where he still gives Goddard a chance at it. And in this case, he's able to go up, grab it, and get the Eagles 6 points on the board over the Cowboys. And one thing that I just love about Carson Wentz is just his poise in the pocket, man. He's willing to stand in there and do anything it takes to give his receivers a chance at the ball. And that's what you're going to see here as, watch how the Falcons' entire front four does a great job of constricting the pocket, but he's still willing to stand in there regardless. And even though he knows he's about to get absolutely killed by Adrian Claiborne, he throws the ball off his back foot without even stepping into it, like 40 yards through the air to Nelson Aguilar, gives him a chance to haul it in. But it's all because of just his courage and his willingness to stand in there and eat a hit, right in his chest by Adrian Claiborne. It's just stuff like this where, most quarterbacks are not willing to make plays like that, especially guys who have an injury history. A lot of them are not willing to just take free shots by the defense. We're going to see quarterbacks either throwing that ball away quicker. We're going to see him trying to escape and run. Not once. He's going to stand in there. He's going to eat the contact if he has to, because he just wants to give his team the best chance to win. And I absolutely love this next play against the Jets, because even though a lot of young quarterbacks, they're seeing ghosts, right? Well, Wentz, it doesn't matter if he sees you or if he doesn't. He's just going to do everything he can to avoid your contact and keep those eyes downfield. And that's what you're going to have here, where Jamal Adams, one of the best safeties in the league, he's going to get his own video at some point. Look at how he just ducks under contact and lets Jamal go flying as he keeps his eyes downfield focused on Zach Ertz, who's not even really getting open, but he's going to throw him open. It's just a beautiful play where you see him putting everything together in terms of the pocket presence as well as the ability to make those tight window throws and get a first down for your team. In this last one, you're going to see Wentz put everything together. The pocket's going to start collapsing from the inside out. So what is Wentz going to do? He is going to escape out to the right, where he knows that he still has a chance considering Whiteside has an out route. And then you're just going to see the absolute zip and the absolute accuracy as he fits that in really the tightest of windows where only Whiteside can reach out, grab it, and make the play. And again, it's just plays like this where if he's able to throw Whiteside open like that, I can't wait to see what he's able to do when he has his full weapons back in 2020, when I think the Eagles are going to be quite dangerous. And as always, if you guys did enjoy this video today, make sure you not only leave a like, but also leave a comment. Tell me, what are your thoughts on Carson Wentz? I feel like we're going to have a lot of Eagles fans saying number 76 overall is too low. Then we're going to have a lot of other fans saying number 6, QB6, is way too high. So I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. Put that down in the comment section below. But with that being said, if you did enjoy this video, if you'd like to see more where that came from, make sure you subscribe. Not only if you're an Eagles fan, there will be quite a few more Eagles in the rest of the series, but if you're just an NFL fan in general, there will be 75 more videos. I'm sure we have some of your favorite players left to come. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm mic'd up, now I'm mic'ing out. Peace, guys.